Let's go. Him in the bush. I got a ram in the bush. I'm the that God gonna provide for me. That's why I stand on the book.
Hey there, friends, and welcome back to Becoming a Boss, where we take some time each week to talk about how to make the world a better place to work. I'm your host, Megan, and today I'm back with Walita.
Hello, everyone.
People are getting more and more engaged with our stories, and one of the things that I've heard a lot is I'm not a boss.
Excuse me?
I'm not a boss. I'm not a boss of anything.
Well, you are a boss.
That's my opinion. Of course you're a boss.
But like the audacity.
I know, that's my idea. Anyway, but yes, over and over, that's what I'm hearing. So, tell the people, you're a boss of many things. You're the boss of your household, boss of the kids, boss of the laundry,
Boss of the kitchen.
boss
Of the well-being of everyone you know, basically, that lives in your house.
And you know, women define the tude of the home
Yes.
many times.
Yes.
So if you're a chick, you're probably determining the mood/tude
Yes.
of your house. So you're the boss of that.
We are the thermostat. Because the thermostat sets the temperature. The thermometer just measures it. Exactly. So we are thermostats, not thermometers. Yes.
Very good. Okay, and what we're going to talk about today is what you definitely are is the boss of yourself.
Ooh, I love that. And that is the most important thing we're bossing.
I know.
Really, if we're going to be honest.
5 tips.
5 tips. Give them to
1,
me.
2, 3, 4, 5. And just to be cute, they all start with B.
And these are 5 tips to boss yourself
Yeah.
or to be a better boss of yourself.
Yes.
Okay. I love it.
So be a better boss to yourself, because the better boss that you are to yourself, the better boss that you are.
To everyone else that we're in charge of.
Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
Numero uno.
Numero uno.
Beginnings.
Ooh.
How you start your day? What is your morning routine? What are you doing when you first wake up? What are you feeding your brain with?
Yes.
This has been a real struggle for me lately. I don't know why.
Do tell.
Well, not that long ago, I didn't have my notifications on for anything. I mean, anything.
Okay.
If you texted me, I would know. But other than that,
It was just dormant on the phone.
yeah.
And you were just going about life without.
Even 1 year ago or 1.5 years or whatever, remember? I didn't even care if you texted me. I'm just like, I'll get to it later.
This is true. I am witness. And by the
You are
way, I am
witness.
so happy
Thank you.
that this is not a thing anymore.
I have to tell you something about that. So my friend, Chelsea, she's a very old friend of mine, and she has told me that she's known for not texting back. And so I did my little confession with her. I was like, listen, I used to be like you. And I never texted anybody back, not because I didn't love them, just because I was busy.
Yeah.
Because that's why she's not doing it too. She's just busy doing things, which is fine. But I told her, I was like, this is my confession. I'm a changed person. Join me.
Yes. And like, I get being busy. Mm-hmm. But doesn't it make you feel better to be in relation with others in the busyness?
I was purposely not being in a relationship with others.
Right. Exactly.
But I wasn't
I think that's what it's about.
overtly doing it. I wasn't making an overt choice. I wasn't saying,
Oh.
hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with people.
You weren't saying that.
No, I was not saying that. I was just
It wasn't a priority, though. It couldn't have been a priority.
definitely not a
Okay.
priority. The opposite of a priority.
Right. Right.
Because I have, ABC.
Yeah.
I already have to take care of,
Yeah.
husband, job, children or whatever. And I was just like, that's enough for me. I don't need to have any more responsibilities. That's why I don't have a dog.
Right.
Well, more than one. There's separate reasons to have a dog. But I'm just saying, I have enough going on. I don't need any more.
Right. But then you changed. Something changed.
Michelle, she yelled at me.
Okay.
She yelled at me
I'm so thankful. I have to thank her when I see her.
at
Thanks,
the
Michelle.
kitchen table. She was, it was very, I just
Oh
met
my gosh,
her.
I never knew I had to thank her for that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to thank her for you
She didn't
turning a
say-
leaf.
She didn't say text people back. She said, you need women in your life around you. And I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, yes, you do. You know how she is.
Yeah, I know how she is.
And I was like, no, you're not. Yeah. And she just went on and
And told you why.
she forced me. Yeah, she forced me into it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just see. And then I kind of started to dig in to realize why I don't have women in my life. I'm like, well, I tried that before, and actually,
It didn't work.
no.
Fired back.
Yeah, actually, I don't need anybody to treat me that way. Thanks. I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I always just kind of put people at a distance, not really knowing why I was doing that. But
For years, I wondered, for the record, is it me? Am I the problem? I don't think I'm the problem.
You guys.
Is it me?
I was the problem.
I thought it was me. I'm so glad I didn't give up, though.
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad.
So the story is that it's better.
The story
better
is
now.
that it's better, but we'll have a little confession time. Okay, I think you know the story. But when I was young, I had a friend. I trusted her, and I had a young child. I don't know if I should tell the story actually on air. Somebody might go to jail. No. Okay. It was just not a good story.
Needless to say, somebody betrayed your trust in a great way, and they put you and your child potentially in grave danger, and that is not acceptable. And it made you
never
really
trust
pull back. We might have had just like a overreaction to the thing, and we're like, no, we're gonna go over here now and not trust people.
Yes, all the way on the other side. And so that's what happened. And I was very young when that happened. And so...
Yeah, you took the corrective action you knew to take in the moment.
I do everything 110%. And so if the thing that I'm doing is not trusting people, I am not trusting people 110%.
At all. Yes.
Anyway, but we became friends on accident, right? Because you lived in Florida at the time. When we met, you were still living in Florida.
Yes.
So I don't know how many times that you texted me. And I mean, I would respond back way later.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
It wasn't you. Now you know.
Now I know.
Because you know all the things.
Now I know. And it was meant to be. And it happened just the way it was supposed to. And we're friends.
And you know, I'm kind of thinking maybe there's other people out there that are listening that think, oh, maybe so-and-so is not texting me back because of me.
Yes.
Maybe it's because of them.
Maybe it's because of them.
Maybe it's because they have trauma.
Yeah. Well, that's something I'm learning. Half the time, maybe more than half the time, it's not about us. It's not... We're projecting that stuff on people. People are not thinking about us. They've moved on. They're doing their life, and we're thinking they're doing X, Y, and Z as a personal attack.
Right.
And half the time, I'm realizing it's not.
They're thinking about themselves.
About themselves and what they have going on.
Yes, and they're probably thinking about themselves, thinking about other people that are not thinking about. It's like a
cycle. Yes.
It's a cycle.
So beginnings.
Oh yes, dear God. We're doing beginnings because what does your day start like, and what are you setting yourself off to really? What is your starting point? And so the reason that I have been struggling with this lately is because I didn't have any notifications on before, and now all of them are on, and my phone is it's very busy, and I don't really know how to handle it. Literally this morning, I was like, let me just text Wallace because you're gonna come over. Like, let me just text Wallace to let her know. Whatever, like one quick thing. And that was all I picked up my phone to do.
Slippery slope.
30 minutes later,
slippery slope.
I did nothing on my phone. I don't know what I ended up Googling. And so my time was stolen from me because I allowed, all right, and then take a step back. Beginnings. How do you begin your day?
Yes.
Here's how I'm supposed to begin my day. Not on the phone. That is not how I'm supposed to begin my day. Wake up, get some coffee, read the Bible. Maybe you pray, maybe you meditate, maybe you make your bed. What's her name suggested making your bed as a part of a good morning routine because it's complete for the day and it makes you kind of feel better. Maybe gives you a little boost of, whatever that happy juice is. Oh, 15-minute walk.
Yeah, that's really good.
3 different people this week I've heard say about a 15-minute walk. Now, listen, I'm not going to do a 15-minute walk in the morning. I just don't know if I can do it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
It's freezing cold.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it first thing in the morning. And by the way, when I go walk, I'm not going to walk 15 minutes. Not that I've bundled up. I'm going to give it all I can give it. Yeah, I'm going to give it all I got. Once I put 4 layers on to go out in 29 degrees, I'm going to walk until my legs are fall. And then I'll come home. Yes.
So there's that. But yeah, how are you starting your day? Give yourself some time. Take vitamins. You take vitamins in the morning?
I take vitamins in the morning. I have a reminder because I was really, really bad at vitamins. Is one of those things where I'm like, I don't really know if this is doing anything for me.
Yeah, right.
Because you don't see like an immediate,
Right.
So I was always very skeptical. But I started to be consistent. I have a reminder on my phone now that half the time I don't even need now. But that's how I get to the vitamins. I have the reminder and now I got in the habit. And by the way, guess what?
What?
Consistency has done. I now finally see that the vitamin is working.
Oh, because you're doing it regularly.
Because I'm doing it regularly and consistently. All of a sudden, boom, my nails are growing. All of a sudden, I just...
Do you want to tell the people the secret about your nails?
Well,
and because it's winter and people's skin is very dry.
Skin, hair, everything. I'm taking biotin. It's just simple. It's biotin.
10,000, whatever.
Yeah, MCG, whatever it is.
The big boy.
The good one. Actually, I was getting my eyebrows done, and the lady actually said, I really believe in biotin. I really believe in biotin. So little things like biotin consistently. Also, you mentioned winter. Very simple. This is very cheap and easy. Coconut oil. Get you a thing of coconut oil. It's a few bucks. And oh my gosh, I put it on my eyebrows. Recommendation of the eyebrow lady. And my eyebrows. This, I don't know about anybody else.
They look really good.
This part of my eyes gets really dry, especially in the winter.
Oh, yeah. She's pointing around your eyebrows.
My eyebrows, sorry. And yeah, so coconut oil is so simple. It is cheap and it is so good for us. I like to start my day. So I listen to this psychiatrist on Instagram. I think his name is Dr. Ammon. I don't want to get it wrong. But anyway, he says when we wake up, which we've heard other smart people say this, when we wake up, our brain is in this state to absorb things, just fresh, woken up. It's pliable. Thank you for that word. It's pliable. So he suggests that as soon as we wake up, to your point, instead of going to the phone and getting into the chaos of the world, we start setting intentions for our day. Now, for me as a Christian, intentions look like praying to God and offering my day to God, and God use me through this day and help me accomplish my goals, whatever they may be. To some people, it may just be telling themselves affirmations like today will be a good day. I will be positive today. I will, whatever you want to accomplish today. Yeah. And I do believe that when you declare that as soon as you get up, I mean, it's certainly not going to hurt you.
No.
And it's bound to help you kind of see the day as you go through it with that declaration that you made to yourself. Or, in my case, I know I'm prayed up and it's not my only prayer, but it really does. It feels special when I wake up and I'm intentional about dedicating my day to God and just my goals and to be positive, to be good, to be a light. It's hard to then get out of bed and have a bad day. I mean, things can happen, but I do believe that when you start with that, just that intention.
Well, here's your other option. If you're not going to do that, then you're just going to wake up and let the day take you.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't want to do.
Exactly.
It's also what happened to me this morning. So then you have to do all this work to get back on track and blah, 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 which I did. But I'm noticing this is a problem for me. And also, I don't really like social media that much. So it's not even... It shouldn't be a big deal for me.
Right.
And it's really not a big deal for me. But it's like when you're tired, I don't know, like you're tired and you don't want to make decisions. So you just float through.
Yes.
I don't know what that is. I'm sure there's a name for that. Anyway, so especially all beginnings, but especially in the morning, how you're beginning your day. So this is the first B word is beginning. Because we really need to begin our day with whatever it is. You don't have to do what we're saying.
No.
But you
set your intention.
Decide.
Yeah.
Don't let other people swoop you away.
Right. Or just the day. Don't let the day have you. It's your day to have.
It's your day.
Yeah.
Take charge.
Yep.
Ooh, this guy was cussing me out.
Excuse me.
It was a podcast. And he was like, I can't say what he said, but he was literally cussing me out. He's like, you think you're special? Do you think? And I was like, this is what I sound like in my head to myself.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
So I can't wake up to that. But, choose your thing. Wake up to it. All right. So number 2 is boundaries.
Oof.
Ooh, I know this is some people are clicking off right now, but I'm going to say it anyways. How do you protect yourself from the crazy? So we could even go backwards and say, how do you protect yourself from all that fuzz that's in your phone? Put it face down.
Yep.
Leave it in your room.
Yep.
Walk away.
Right. Or have a boundary that says until this time or until I have accomplished X, Y, and Z, I will not go scroll for no reason.
Correct.
That's a boundary.
Right. So I think people are struggling with boundaries with their phone, for sure. I think people are struggling with boundaries with other people.
Oof. That's real.
So I used to have this I don't know, 2 jobs ago or so. I had a boss who emailed, called, texted. So did the client. Email, call, text.
No boundary.
All night long. And I'm telling you this because I didn't realize that that's not normal. Because when you're a young professional, how do you know?
Right. And plus, you just want to do all the things. We're overachievers. So we just want to do all the things and
Of course.
Yeah.
And win and succeed.
Win and accomplish everything, impress the bosses, and get it done. Be that person, earn trust.
And so I didn't know that that was not okay. And also, in order to have a boundary, you have to know your boundary, which is a whole other thing because your boundaries are not the same as mine.
Correct.
Right? Nor should we be expected to all have the same boundaries.
Right.
We're different, but how do you discover them? You have to be really intentional about discovering where your boundaries lie in different relationships, at work,
Right.
with your phone, with things that may cause you trouble. I'm prone to certain things in life. I'm not prone to alcoholism. Let me tell you why. I don't like alcohol that much. I just don't like it. There's never going to be a time when I'm confused about my life because of alcohol.
Right.
I just don't like it that
Right.
much. But there's other things that I could get swallowed up in.
Right.
And so do I need to set boundaries with alcohol? No, because it's not going to be a problem for me.
Right.
But you have to know that about
What that
yourself,
thing is. Yeah.
what that thing is.
Yeah. I realized that with TikTok, I had to have a boundary. Social, like Instagram was never a thing. Facebook, never a thing. Snapchat, never a thing. Those things were never the thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
But then TikTok came about.
That's really interesting, actually.
And oh my gosh, during the pandemic and soon thereafter, I was spending,
It's easy to go.
and
Interesting.
the joy that it was giving me and the distraction that it was providing, it was something I can get hooked on. To your point, yeah, alcohol is not going to do it for me. It's like those things. But this TikTok thing,
Yeah.
just watching the people, and the more you watch, the more it knows you. So the
Right.
more it gives you things that you want to watch.
Right. And it's also primarily, it's funny things, right?
Yeah, it's
So
funny.
it's
I
kind
mean, it can be dark, but it's funny. Again, it feeds you what you like. That's the beauty of it.
Right.
That's the beauty and the danger of it. It
Yeah.
feeds you what
you
you
like.
like. If you scroll really fast through something, chances are you're not going to see it again. But if you spend 30 seconds in this, you're going to see it again. And once you spend 2 minutes on it, you're going to see it again and again and again and
Yeah.
again. And then more things that are like that. And
Yeah.
so for me, that's recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything about recipes, anything about travel, anything. And so I could just spend, or just like funny things about funny people I like, and I could just spend hours. So once I realized that, I was spending literally hours.
Wow.
I'm like, I need to get my life.
You're not alone, though. I'm sure.
No, I
And
know.
Also, mine's not TikTok, but Pinterest.
Oh, Pinterest is a good one. Pinterest is a good one. Exactly. So you know what I did though? Because here's the thing. This is a little bit of a thing for me.
Tell me.
I hear a lot of technology is evil and technology is taking over our lives and technology is not making people social and technology da-da-da. But you know what I love about technology?
You can shut it off.
You can shut it off. And our phones are so smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Well, I'm sure you do. You can go, you have ownership of this thing, of the phone and all your devices. And there is a timer that you can put for yourself on different apps.
Oh, to shut it off when you've had too much.
Yes. You can say to you, and you get to
Nice.
decide how long is too long. So that's your boundary. So
Yeah.
my boundary, I went on there and I said, okay, I need 45 minutes of TikTok. That's it. And that is like for the whole entire day, combined actually, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm going to consume no more than 45 minutes a day of this combined. And I get a little notification. You're 5 minutes away from your timer. So you know.
That's
and then
great.
when the 45 minutes, and obviously, you know, we have ownership. You can extend the thing if you want to, but I believe, you know, that's my boundary. My boundary is 45 minutes.
Right.
So I stay within that, and that's that.
Yeah.
So, like, how about that part of technology? I mean,
Right.
that's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is. But people probably don't. I don't know if people don't know that or don't use that feature. Or for me, I am not just paying enough attention to my own self.
Right. That's why it's good, because I didn't know 45 minutes was going by.
Yeah, right. I didn't.
But the thing told me. Mm-hmm. And before that, when I realized how fast the thing was like, oh, you're almost at 45 minutes, that's when it really dawned on me just how long I was spending on it before.
Wow, yeah.
Because it felt like, and now it's, now that I've been doing it for a while, Pinterest is so good though. I didn't put a timer on Pinterest. But again, Pinterest is not a thing for me. Pinterest is like alcohol for you.
Right.
I love it, but it's not going to be the thing that takes my day away.
I will. And I also scroll Pinterest on purpose in order to wind down.
Yes.
So, because I'm looking at designs mostly.
I love that.
It's pretty.
So know your boundaries. They're going to be different for everyone.
Yes.
Realize what they are. Realize those things that are draining you or that you see are affecting you in not a positive way. And set those boundaries.
And the only way to do that is to pay attention to how you're feeling.
Yes.
Which brings me to my next.
Yes.
Which is besties.
Aww.
Another B.
Besties.
So number 3 is besties, because you should surround yourself with people who are good for you.
You got to have your people.
So if you spend time with Wallace and you feel good about yourself, then that's a person that you should be spending time with.
Agreed.
However, if you are spending time with Joe and you leave Joe and you are feeling psychotic, probably Joe is not good for you.
Not the person.
So surround yourself with people who are good for you, who challenge you, who are better than you in some area, at least one area, so that they can help you to grow and you can help them to grow.
Right.
But also there are a lot of, let's face it, we're all walking around with our own trauma, and some of us are dealing with that better than others. But what you can't do is allow yourself to be sucked into somebody else's psycho.
Right. No.
Like, you got your own psycho to deal with. Right. So you really, let's.
Right.
Okay. So the people that you surround yourself with, that's number 3. Besties. Number 4 is brain training.
Oof, this is deep.
Not too much. It's just, what are you learning?
Yeah.
What are you listening to? So if you're, for example, if you're watching TikTok for an hour per day, is that your source of learning? Oof. Because probably it's more entertainment than...
Yes, than actual learning. Although,
there are people on there who teach.
And I have learned a ton. I follow Mel Robbins on TikTok, for example.
Oh.
So you can get to see a great 2-minute clip of her sharing something really, really insightful.
Mel Robbins is a podcast lady who Wallace actually told me about.
She's so smart.
Yeah,
she's so great.
Been really helpful. She actually mentioned the making your bed thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize when she said that, I kind of realized, I kind of feel better when I make my bed.
Yeah. It is really good. I don't make the bed, but Steve makes the bed. That's his thing. The bed is made.
That's the part that I feel, I don't care who makes it.
Exactly. Yeah, the bed is made. And it does feel really nice. So brain training.
Learn
about
it. Doesn't matter what you want to learn about, because you should cultivate your own self-interest and be excited about learning. If you like to learn new recipes and try new recipes, then go down that rabbit hole, right?
That's my jam.
If you want to learn about, I study a lot about leadership and I read a lot of books about leadership. I listen to a lot of podcasts because I'm interested and I want to help people.
Yes.
Also psychology, sociology. These are my areas that I just love to study and learn about, because I think people are so infinitely interesting.
Yes.
And I want to be helpful.
Yeah.
I want to be helpful to people just in my life. When you learn something, test and approve it. So for example, when you learn something, you don't just be like, oh, okay, that's all cars are blue. If somebody tells you all cars are blue and you feel like that makes sense, then go and test it and see if it is actually true.
Yes.
Test it for your own self. Test and approve.
Yes. I'm learning Italian.
Oh, I know. It's so exciting.
And what do you know that the other day, my son and I were watching a movie. And this movie happened to take place in Italy. And even though it was majority in English, they did speak Italian. And I understood some words.
That's so exciting.
Yes. I would look at myself and be like... I just understood what they said. I did. It was Italian. Again, not super long things, but I was able to pick up on words and sentences and stuff, and it made me so happy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. So brain training, it doesn't matter what you're learning about.
That's good.
But there are a couple of things. First of all, it builds your confidence. because you start out, you don't know.
Right.
And then
now you know.
Then you know.
Yes.
So you're like, wow, I can learn things. And so it builds confidence in yourself. And also it helps you to get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And here's why I think this is so critical. Throughout your life, things are going to change. And they're going to continue to change. And I know this is not a newsflash. It's not a newsflash to anyone who can hear my voice right now. We know that the world changes, life changes, but yet we are so uncomfortable with it. And I feel like if we purposefully invite the change by learning, then you kind of get used to being just a little uncomfortable and not knowing, which then again builds your confidence so that the next time something happens in your life that is uncomfortable, you're like, you know what?
Yeah, uncomfortable and unknown.
I've done this before.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it kind of builds you up inside.
That's really good. Plus, I think it's healthy for our brain in general to learn things, to keep testing its capacity, to keep testing the boundaries of the brain, to keep, to test your memory, to test your cognitive function. I think it's healthy for us in general, for our mental health in general, for our memory retention.
Like exercise.
Exactly. It is like exercise. So I think knowledge is power. And like my mom always said, nobody can take away from you anything you learn. Like that's yours. That's yours to keep. Nobody can take that away.
And that's true. Knowledge is power. The more that you know, the more power that you have. Not that you're trying to be walking around with power. But I'm saying you can use your power and wield it for good.
Yeah. And there's now, again, back to technology, there's so many free courses you can take online that help you to learn things from gardening to being a barista to being a project manager to being a whatever. You can learn. I'm learning Italian for free on my phone. That's ridiculous.
I know. That is.
But again, let's
right.
focus on that when we talk about technology. I'm a technology defender. I'm sorry. But yes, there's so many courses.
I'm a defender too.
Because you're in control. You are in control. Yeah. Facebook isn't making you talk to the person you shouldn't be talked to.
Yeah.
You're doing that.
Yeah. You don't have to leave that comment.
No, you don't. Or reach out to that person from high school.
Oh my God.
There's a reason.
Or drunk text that.
No.
Okay. Too much. Too far. All right. Number 5. This is the last one. Whew. I had a hard time making this a B.
Okay.
Because they're all B's.
Yes.
Bullseye. What's your goal? How do you lead yourself well? I want to impose that you have goals for how you want your life to be.
Yes.
So what do you envision your perfect life to be? Do you want to be...
A lot of people don't know the answer to that.
Well, I don't either.
Exactly.
To be honest, I've been spending a lot of time the past few months trying to dig that out. What do I want?
Right.
And I could share, but I don't think the people really care to hear. But here's the thing. It's going to be different for you than for me. But think about it. Spend some time in it and take note of the things that really do give you joy. Do you like the beach? Start simple. Do you like the beach or do you like the mountains?
Right.
Or are you one of those super complex people and you like both?
Both.
Oh.
Yes, like me. Yes, I like both.
I'm saying, think about it. What do you love to do? Where do you want to be?
And then that should be
if that's your goal, then take that, break it down into little goals, and then you know what to focus on throughout the year or the month or
the week, the day, whatever.
Exactly. But you have to start somewhere. And it doesn't have to be a big fat dream, but just start with a little dream.
Yep.
I want to be a person who learns every day.
Yes.
If that's your goal, then maybe you do a 5-minute motivational thing. Maybe you do a 20-minute podcast every week. Maybe you do whatever it is. Just pick a little thing. Hey, you know what a really good book is? I think we've talked about Atomic Habits before. So Atomic Habits is by James Clear, and he goes into the details of how your brain works and how you create habits and blah, blah, blah. And it's a really, really good book if you are trying to make some of these changes. But basically, he's postulating that teeny tiny little change can change the trajectory of your future by a pretty big margin. Yes. So that's a really good book to read. And also the one that Wallace and I are both reading right now is Design Your Life.
Designing your life.
Designing.
Yes.
We love it.
We love it so much.
Because, so it's two Harvard professor guys.
Yes.
I don't know. So they're kind of challenging us to take a minute and sit in what it is that gives us joy. And that's where we're at right now. I think we're in chapter 3 or 4-ish. And that's been really great because I don't know about you, but do you have time to sit around and think about what you want? Because
No, who has time for that? Life wasn't designed for that. No pun intended.
and if you're waking up in the morning and letting the phone sweep you away, then you're not being in charge. And that's, how I imagine a lot of us are kind of acting right now.
100%.
So take charge one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
All right, so here's my challenge for you today.
What's our challenge?
To pick something.
Pick something. One thing.
One thing and commit to it. Whatever it is.
That's good.
That's the end.
That's
I don't
good.
care what it is.
Yeah.
If you want to set a little tiny goal, if you want to do a 5-minute routine in your life, if you want to commit to listening to a podcast you could commit to listening to this one.
Right.
I'm not challenging you.
Yes.
Okay. You could be intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with.
And maybe identify where you need to set a boundary.
Yes, please. Think about if someone is repeatedly hurting you. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose because probably they're not, but you have to set a boundary.
Right.
To protect your own self. Right. Or maybe it's something in your morning routine. You want to fix something in your morning routine. Just one little thing. Just do one little thing. Okay, that's it. We're done.
That's great.
Okay. That's it for today, friends. And thanks for hanging out with us today. And hey, would you do me a favor and leave us a comment wherever you're listening from? What are you enjoying most about the show? And what do you want to hear more about? You could also share a story or call us at 864-619-1683. Ooh, one more thing. If you're part of the BAB family, did you like how I just threw that in there? BAB family.
Wow.
BAB.
Becoming a boss. Yay!
All right. If you're part of the BAB family, then you really need to get the newsletter. The BAB strategies. Okay, this is too much. From each episode will be sent right to your inbox, nice and neat. And listen, friend, we know it's not easy, but remember that whatever it is you're walking through, you're not alone. And together we can make the world a better place to work. Thanks for listening, team. Take care and see you next week.
Bye.
Let's go. Bam in the bush. I got a bam in the bush. I'm the that God gon' provide for me. That's why I stand on the book.